Well, it's 8:03 and I will call the meeting to order. So welcome. Let's see, I can put up the agenda for a brief moment, which looks like this. We're going to approve bonus set of minutes. Oh, we'll do public participation first, but just look over the agenda. We'll approve bonus set of minutes. Talk about our usual media, talk about upcoming in-person events, talk about getting out the vote about the building code bylaw and generally understanding and education about that since it's a little dense. Yeah, that's the agenda for tonight. I'm getting over COVID, so I am not functioning at 100%, and 87%, but
okay, getting there.
So I guess first is public participation. Alejandra, since you're a member of the public, did you have anything you wanted to share or ask or bring to us today?
Not at this time. No. Thank you.
You're welcome to be here. So then the next thing would be approving the minutes. So we're approving both. I guess we should do these separately. So first, I move to approve the minutes from June 6th.
I second. Is that what?
When there are only two of us, I don't really know how we're supposed to vote.
Yeah.
Lily?
Yes.
And I'm a yes, so June 6th minutes approved. I similarly move to approve the July 17th minutes, both of which were sent out prior to this meeting.
And I similarly second that.
Lily?
Yes.
And I'm a yes, so both of those sets of minutes are approved. Thank you very much. And I'll take some notes to write up some minutes for this meeting. Cool. So that was that. Let's see. Typical social media engagement. Not a whole lot is different than our last meeting, which is to say, continue to post things. A surprising set of things continues to be engaging. Most recently, black swallow root.
Right.
Basic species.
Yep.
Very engaging. A lot of people had a lot to say about that one. Now, granted, I did also share that one to all of the community groups. I think I fairly subjectively decide which things to share to between 0 and 4 of the community Facebook groups, because some of them only want you to post so often, and I don't want to use up our currency in there too quickly. So that black swallow root got a lot of commentary. Someone wanted to know if they should be alerting the DPW when they see it in public spaces, or if we should do some sort of group cleanup exercise about it. I asked Anne at the DPW, and I don't think I got a. So anyway, people are up in arms about that particular invasive species. So maybe there's more interest in gardening related things.
Yeah, I wonder.
Yeah, and then I found a cool resource online through the EPA about water conservation. It's like water tips for kids, but most of them are just apply to anyone.
Yeah.
So I got a bunch of things that I'll be posting over the next scatter over the few weeks about that, about burning off the water while you're brushing your teeth.
Yeah. Do you need any help with like crafting the posts?
All
right. If you do, let me know.
Thank you. I think those ones are good. I did find, maybe I'll pass this to you if you're interested. I did find one source that has, not from the EPA, somewhere else, that had a whole bunch of what looked like flyer infographic type of all sorts of things in the sustainability space, and it looks like just a treasure trove of things we could post about. And it's been on my list for a while to like look at them and figure out which of them are good, worthwhile resources to post and or not. If you want to take a look through those and craft some things about that, I could send that over.
Sure, send them over.
Well. And then we are, oh, and then that mystery about the email list.
Mm.
I resent after the big group meeting a couple weeks ago. I resent the email that was like the July recap, the plastic-free July and different things like that, because no one in the email list had gotten that email. I resent it without punctuation in the subject line, and everyone got it, or I mean, at least enough people wrote that they got it. So I don't know whether it was the punctuation in the subject line or that's the email list thing was just glitchy that day. So I might send out a next time I'm gonna send one, maybe I'll try again with a hashtag in the subject and see if it barfs on it again.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was my one guess, was that maybe that had something to do with it,
Yeah.
but inconclusive.
Well, you're
until we
welcome to
do
test
further
it on
study.
me if you want, or anyway, if you don't want to.
It's an email list, so I don't know if I
Can you create I guess it'd be a heavier lift to create a new list with
I
just
don't
like
even have
us.
that power.
Oh, you
Yeah.
know. Okay.
Yeah, it's administered through Tufts. Sean Cash, who is a previous member, set it up for us. So it's a cool email distribution service.
I see.
And it archives and it does all sorts of good useful things. But I have the power to grant member addition requests and to send to it, but I don't have the power to create any.
Create your own. Gotcha.
Yeah. Next time we have a reason to spam the list, I may try it with a hashtag first and see what happens. And then we're still sort of in a holding pattern on Instagram. Unless you are interested in trying to figure out Instagram, I'm inclined to just wait till we have a student member.
I think we might have to wait. I don't know if I have the time. I'll try to fiddle around with it anyway, but yeah, I think we'll probably have to wait till we have a gung-ho social media student.
That's my sense. Because I think we were able to make an account. I think at one point we did create an account, but we couldn't link it to the Facebook. I don't know. It got complicated. So I think we need to sit down with Jen at some point and have her help us through it. But I think I want to wait until someone who's really interested to then also be the person who posts to it.
So. Makes sense.
Other thoughts, feedback on social media stuff?
I know we talked about potentially little videos last time, but that's probably also for someone who's got the time and interest in, pursuing that.
Yeah, my bandwidth is about making a sentence or two, and occasionally I find a relevant photo to add to it.
I know. Yeah.
I try to take pictures. One thing I have been doing is I try to take pictures if I see something relevant to something I'm going to post. Like on some of your plastic-free ones, I took pictures around my house of things
plastic.
Plastic thing. I took a picture of some Ziploc bags.
Yeah.
Like this past weekend, I went to the pit to drop off some grass clippings. I took a picture of that new metal dumpster, the scrap metal dumpster. So I posted about the scrap metal dumpster with an actual live picture of it full of scrap metal. So if you see things that are worth posting about, feel free to snap a picture.
Yeah, I will. That's a good idea.
All right, well, so that's that. In-person events. So the big one is the EV showcase. I think we are a sneeze away from having the permit approved for using that parking lot. It got approved by all of the relevant folks. Nice. And the fee was waived because we're a town committee. So I think it is just the system has to just turn over and send us you're fine. So that is a good step.
That's great.
Confirms the date and the location.
Can you remind me of the date?
I can. It is Sunday, October 22nd. Okay. At 10 a.m. And as of right now, we have 9 cars signed up. Let's share my
That's really
screen.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're a decent distribution. This is hard
Yeah.
to read because it's like, it'd be nice if these were side by side. But they have a good distribution of cars.
Totally.
And then
Yeah.
these are the models.
Oh yeah, lots of different ones. That's
Yeah,
great.
so like totally different. Like even the 2 Teslas aren't the same.
Yeah, that's
I'm
good.
pretty sure this one I tagged. So we have, oh, they're over there. I'm not getting up. We made little business cards with the QR code to the survey for people to sign up. So that like if you're walking around town, you can just like put one on someone's dashboard or not dashboard, windshield. So I tagged the Mustang that I saw parked over by the train tracks the other day. And then they signed up. So
That's
my guess
awesome.
is that was the one that I tagged.
Result. Yeah.
Yeah. If you would like, if you think you see any that while you're walking around and would like some cards, you live in so close to Melissa. I don't know how
That's
many
true.
different cards you would see than she does because she has a stack of them.
Yeah.
Alejandra, if you want some cards to tag onto any EVs you see around town, I'd be happy to give you some cards.
Yeah, I'll take some, definitely.
Cool. Anyway, so we've got a bunch of folks who have signed up. And we've just got their info and such so that we can get in touch with them. And yeah, I mean, we'd like a little more than 9. We don't want 30, but
Yeah.
you know,
But 9's a
handful
good
more would
start.
be
You
good.
still have more than a month.
Oh yeah,
Probably
we've
2
got time.
months, 2 whole months. What
Yes.
have we talked about how we're promoting it at all?
No, that's
Okay.
that is the next step.
Okay.
So I can tell you what I've done in the past. Generally I've done for the in-person events, like make a flyer and have that like print some of them and tape them up in some stores. You know, like Farmland is always happy to have some taped in their window, and a handful of other places around town. There's the like official kiosks where posters can go. For those, you have to submit the poster online. And then they also go into the couple of electronic poster things that are, I think there's one in Town Hall. I don't remember where the others are. You can post it to the patch and the item. Both of those are online. WCAT is always happy to promote it.
Okay, so there's lots of avenues.
And then, Facebook posts and send out to the email list. Those are generally the things we've done. Oh, and then talk about it at Town Day.
Oh, yes.
Which might mostly just be have a flyer at the table. So those are the various ways that we've promoted in the past.
That's great. When you're doing stuff with the item, is it just like you submit via a form on their site or something?
Yeah, I don't remember whether the patch or the item, I think they both have like add a calendar event kind of thing.
Okay.
Which is pretty straightforward. Yeah. And Christina on the committee asked if there was, if we needed help. And I said, yeah, what we need is someone who can do graphic design for a poster. So she's going to make us a poster. Yes. Because I don't know if you've seen the other posters I've put up. I'm really quite terrible at graphic design. So she is going to make us a poster, and was just waiting for me to tell her the confirmed details. So now that we know the location, we can have her make a poster.
That's great.
And then it's really just a matter of submitting at places and hanging around town.
Yeah.
So
cool.
Yeah. And I don't know what else we need to do. Oh, and like coordinating with the people who said that they would come, like making sure that they are aware.
They show up. Right. Yeah.
Actually, and Christina had a suggestion. So she had gone to the one in Melrose a couple months ago and said that it was good, but that it was a little hard to sort of follow the action because you didn't really know, just like walk up to a car and assume that the human standing next to the car is the owner of the car, and you can just sort of ask them some questions. But she suggested that it might be helpful to have, like a map or a flyer or a something with the information about the cars that are there and even the name of the owner, so like super basic information, like what is the make, model, what's the mile range, that kind of thing.
That's probably smart. Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought that might be a nice thing to do. I don't want to make a whole lot of paper waste to do it, and I don't know how. I was thinking about like the balance of if we knew for absolutely certain that these X number of vehicles were all going to show up, we could like make the map and assign them each a parking spot ahead of time, kind of
Right.
thing. I'm not convinced that they'll all show up and we can be so specific. Maybe just a simple list of the cars and their basic info is fine. They don't have to be in order. People could probably
I
figure
think
it out.
that's true. Yeah.
But something like that might be nice. We could even give people like a sticker that indicates that they're the owner, or some way to make it clear. So anyway, happy for ideas there. But that was her sort of feedback from the Melrose one, was that like it was a little bit awkward just sort of walking around not knowing anything about these vehicles or their people.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Do the participants get is there any kind of incentive for them, or it's just they're volunteering their time?
Not as of yet. Yeah. I mean,
that's fine.
The form basically said, like, do you want to show off your vehicle to your neighbors and talk about it? Like, maybe we bring some donuts.
There you go.
I think the one stipulation on the permit was that we bag our own trash and carry it out rather than filling up the couple little barrels that are at that parking lot.
It seems fair. Easy. Yeah.
So anyway, so that's the state of the state on that one. Are there of that set of things, is there anything that you'd like to, I know your time is limited, so I don't want to, you don't have to do any of that, but any stuff that you say like, oh, that sounds fun and reasonable?
I mean, I could help put together a flyer type, the map thing that you mentioned. Or I mean, I'm happy to help with any of those things, really. If you have something specific you just want some assistance with, I can attempt.
Actually, something for that, like map or info for the cars, would be great if you want to take that, because I'm going to be away for most of the time, right? Like I'm out of the country October 6th to 16, and then this is the 22nd. So like,
oh, okay.
It's my time right beforehand is quite limited. So any either last minute promo, or I realize it's not even on my calendar. I better put it on my calendar. Easy showcase. But like assembling some sort of info sheet would actually be super helpful, especially since there may be late additions that aren't currently signed up.
Yeah.
So I will
send me exactly.
Add collaborator. Oh, that's easy. More. That should give you access to the full set of folks.
Cool.
And hopefully more will get added. So yeah, whatever you think. I mean, and if you want to talk with Christina about it and hear, like bounce ideas off of her since she was at that prior one.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then as we get closer to then, I might think of like, is there anything I need you to like coordinate with the folks in those week leading up to it, since I'll get back, yeah, just that Monday before.
Okay.
Most of the promo stuff I'll probably do over the next few weeks before I go.
Yeah, if you want me to send like a reminder email or like anything like that, I'm
That'd be
certainly
great.
happy to do that. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. That sounds great. And yeah, I mean, I think at this point, really, it's about promoting it and getting a handful more folks signed up. And we were going to see, so I think, if there are any town EVs, like the DPW or Municipal Gas and Light, or I don't know, does the police department have any EVs? Maybe. I'm not
I
sure.
don't know.
Like if any of them want to be there or participate. I know
Mhm.
Tom had already gotten in touch with the Municipal Gas and Light folks. Yeah, but I think it's really
Cool.
like, I don't think this event requires a whole lot of additional stuff.
Yeah. Seems like it's coming
Vehicles to a
together.
parking lot, people are going to look around at them and
Yeah.
ask
Yeah.
some questions. So, and then at this point, I'm thinking for that other in-person, like show off your green stuff event, the like house related one,
Hmm.
I say we snooze even thinking about that until after the showcase.
Yeah, I think that's
Or,
fine.
I mean, I think the one thing maybe we do is, since we'll have the table at Town Day, we could do a similar kind of sign up.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a good idea. Gauge interest. Yeah.
yeah, do you have any of these things? Would you want to show it off
Hmm.
and see if we get any takers?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I know we got at least one, I think at least one sign up for the EV at the farmer's market. When I was
Mhm.
there, some woman signed up. So
Yeah, I think
yeah,
there were a couple from the
yeah.
farmers market. I remember like that first day there being
Mhm.
suddenly a few takers. So
Great.
since I won't be at Town Day, I can just make something, some little flyer or sign up or something.
Yeah, we can touch base before town day. I don't know if I'm going to be there, but I can help with prep stuff too.
Yeah.
When is it?
Town Day? It's October 6 or
So it's like,
7 or 8,
yeah, I
maybe.
think it's the long weekend. I think.
I think it's either the 7th or 8th. That the Columbus Day weekend,
Hmm.
Indigenous Peoples Day weekend.
Yeah, no, what do we call it now? Like,
I think it is that weekend, but I don't remember if it's Saturday or Sunday.
mhm.
Okay, thank you.
And at that, we'll also be promoting the green business program.
Yeah, that's great.
What else? Were there other in-person things? Oh, we talked about doing something with the greenhouse gas inventory. I don't quite know what to do for that.
I don't either. I don't remember that discussion. I'm sorry. When did we
Yeah, the
talk about
committee.
that?
I don't even remember. Maybe it was a prior meeting. Or I think I was maybe going to go to the next meeting of the greenhouse gas subcommittee. So they did a greenhouse gas inventory
Hmm.
over the past year and got some results. The
Hmm.
results are, our baseline from 2021 is this many tons of CO2 equivalent, and it's distributed between vehicle, some unsurprising things like a good portion of it is vehicle traffic and a good portion of it
Hmm.
is building energy, and things like that. It seems like it would be worth some discussion about,
Mhm.
but I'm sure not someone who can host that discussion.
Yeah.
So I think that maybe is waiting for Melissa or Chris to like propose a thing, and then we can help set it up and host it.
Yeah. Okay.
I will follow up with them. Okay. The other thing on our agenda is around the bylaw, which we haven't yet. So the big committee hasn't yet put forth the bylaw, but I think it's basically going to be. My calendar just fell off the wall.
Oh no.
It just all of a sudden was right. Odd. Okay. That's just very surprising. The bylaw is basically going to be something like that we adopt the opt-in, specialized opt-in building code
Yeah.
effective X date. The trouble is none of the words of that bylaw mean anything to anybody. And the bylaw itself, or the building code itself, is not super digestible.
Mhm.
So it's going to go to town meeting, and people are going to be like, "Oh, I don't know what that means. I don't feel comfortable voting on that thing." And you know, there might be quite some consternation about it because it is not easily digestible. So in advance of the town meeting in November, it would be good if we helped the community feel like they understand anything about that building code and the proposed specialized opt-in code part. I don't really know how to start on that because
I know. It's like you need that thing in the voters pamphlet where it's like where it sums it
a
up for
yes
you. A
vote
yes
means
vote means a no vote means. You need to like dumb it down, layman's terms.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, maybe is there someone we could ask who speaks that language who could like
I
translate
mean, I
it
think
into something?
Robin like gets it and can explain it.
Mhm.
I also think, but I might be wrong. I feel like there's some amount of we have like some restrictions on what we can say to promote it.
Mm.
Like I think from my training, especially with like you had to do that ethics video, right? Between that and my training on the social media stuff with Jen, I feel like we are maybe, except if we're the ones putting it up for a vote, maybe that's different. Like if we're the ones, if the ESC is the group actually bringing forth that bylaw. Like I know that for other votes, other elections and votes, we're not supposed to, as a body, or we're not supposed to use town resources to promote a thing or like say how people should vote. We can say this thing is up for a vote
Right.
and this is what it means. The code
Hmm.
would mean that buildings are required to thus and such,
Yeah.
but we're not allowed to say,
Can't sway. Yeah.
you know, we think it's a fantastic idea. But I
Right.
guess what's confusing to me is if the ESC is the one actually putting forth the bylaw, does that actually change whether or not we can say that we think it's a fantastic idea? Because obviously we wouldn't put it up for
Yeah.
as a bylaw if we didn't endorse it.
Well, I mean, maybe it's just something where the reader can like read between the lines. Like if there's something where you're like the ESC's suggested bylaw does this or
Right,
that,
good
like
point, yes.
they can kind of guess that we probably support it.
Right. If yeah, and we certainly need, yeah, some sort of pithy, clear explanation of what it means, what it would mean if it was enacted. And that, like, by being a green community, we're already in the stretch code. So like some of what is in the new building code, we already automatically adopt by being a green community. There's just then this additional layer, this opt-in layer that town by town, like that we would need to add into our building code. And it's mostly about like the energy efficiency of the building. Like it's about how what heating sources are used and how this is the 87%, how
like insulated,
tight, insulated, sure,
insulated, yeah.
Yeah.
Or I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
finding the words either.
It's
but
this,
yeah.
how this the building is,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
like contain, and there are like different ways to do it depending on the type of building and different like paths. Like if you have gas, then you have to do this other thing, and if you don't have gas, then you can something else. So there's like different ways to satisfy it. And it's all like, a lot of words that mean a lot if you're a builder or, developer. And I'm really curious, like, what people's perspectives are going to be on it. 'Cause, like, it is not especially impactful at an individual level to most people, particularly most people who are not actively building a home.
Right.
So I don't know how, I don't have a good gut sense for like how controversial it's going to be as a measure. I recall hearing in the past at town meetings the refrain of, I didn't understand this well enough to be comfortable voting for it.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's my worry, is just that it will be obtuse to the point that people will think it's not a worthwhile idea. So that's sort of what we're up against.
Okay. Well, maybe Robin can help as a first step.
Yeah. I wonder actually if we should invite her to our next meeting
It's a
as
good
a
idea.
special guest
Yeah.
and like focus on that.
It's a good thought.
Because we can certainly, similar to advertising for an event, we can certainly put stuff up, put up flyers, put up posters, even, as long as they are within the bounds of what we can and cannot promote. A yes vote means XYZ. The vote is happening at town meeting. Okay. And I know Melissa and Robin are thinking about this also in terms of like finding a actual like a proper expert, not Rob, like Robin's quite knowledgeable, but like a proper building code expert who can come and speak to the motion at the town meeting. I don't remember if you were at the one where the person came to tell us about it, but they were not inspirational.
I think that was my first one.
So they're looking for a new expert. testimony for that one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but yeah, I think inviting Robin to the next meeting to help us figure out like ways to share about it. And in the meantime, I will ask Jen about any restrictions on what we can and can't say. If it is our own bylaw. So that we can at least come to that meeting ready to like craft some things.
Turn something out. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Cool. Those are all of the topics. Any matters not anticipated?
Not for me. I guess I had one question, because I was thinking about the item, because I am not familiar. I don't read it, I admit. But I didn't know how often we engaged with it, like, or if I know we talked about the submission form, like I didn't know if there was anyone working there that we talked to who would like write something about the committee at some point, just like some good old fashioned PR.
Great idea.
You know, like
I sure don't talk to them. So far my only interactions have been submitting the thing to get a
yeah.
event posted.
Well, why don't I'll look at their website. I should anyway,
That'd be
as
great, yeah.
a citizen of Wakefield. And you know, I feel like journalism, the landscape has changed like so much, and there's been so many layoffs. Who even knows what if they've got journalists on staff who are actually writing? I don't know. But
Well,
you
I
know,
also don't really understand what's the item and what's the patch.
that's a good question too. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Both of them exist.
But like
I
it
don't
just
know which
occurred
is
to me,
what.
like, you know, if there's someone doing, you know, local beat stuff, I mean, it's all local, I guess, but you know, maybe somebody would write an article about,
Yeah,
maybe they
certainly.
want to interview Melissa, or you know, who knows, and like be some good public relations.
Yeah, maybe an opportunity to like spread awareness about the
Awareness.
bylaw.
Exactly, about all kinds of stuff
Any
coming
of the
up.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I don't know who reads it,
Yeah, I don't.
but it
I
would be
don't know.
worth
I mean, I see kids
understanding.
doing the paper route. They're delivering it
Someone,
to my
yeah.
neighbors, so people read it, I guess. So I don't know, just crossed my mind.
Yeah, it's a great idea. I have ignored that as a education medium. It's a good one to pull back in. Thank
Okay,
you.
sure.
I guess Tiana will just connect at some point so I can get some of the cards to spread them out at any electric vehicle.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
Remind me whereabouts you are living?
Oh yeah, I'm on Avon Street, so where the library is.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You're super close. I have your cell. I'll text you. You can text me your address and I can just drop them off. Like I walk over there all the time.
Okay, that works. Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Yeah. Absolutely. The more cars we can get in there. I mean, and tell people so you don't have to use the card if you see someone or know somebody with an EV in town.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you. Anything else? Oh, we should pick a date for our next meeting. I think per the sort of regular cadence, it would be Monday, September 18th. Does that day at 8 p.m. work?
September 18th. Yep, should be good for me.
I will see if Robin can join us at that time. If she can't, I might email you for some other date possibilities.
Sure, sounds good.
Cool. All right. If there's nothing else, then I motion to adjourn.
I second that.
All right. Then we are all done. Have a great
Bye.
night.